One interesting element of that list, our top 5 fighters in the world, is that they represent 5 different promoters. If you watch boxing movies, your mind pictures 5 different men in 5 expensive suits. But those movies are outdated because the meanest man in boxing, Sergey Kovalev, is promoted by one of the most civilized women you could ever possibly meet. And it isn't only Kathy Duva who makes Main Events different from its competitors. In her first appearance here on TFG, Melissa Stark visits the most unusual of all promotional firms, a place where the men's room is mostly for visitors.
Tucked away in a modest office in quiet Totowa, New Jersey, lies the home of one of boxing's unique and historically significant promotional companies, Main Events.
I know I'm fascinated, and I know a lot of people are, by the fact that this is primarily an all-female company that you have here. Even the dog is a female, right? Was that by design, or did it happen by accident?
No, it really wasn't by design at all. It was purely by accident. I was at a place where I really thought the company was folding. We kind of wrote it out for the next year or two, and the prospects after that didn't look good. And it came to a point where I started to let people go, and I was down to me and Jolene.
Jolene Mazzone became Main Event's matchmaker, and with the addition of Kathy's daughter, Nicole, who is now Vice President of Marketing and General Counsel, they lead the 8-person team, 7 of whom are women.
Joe, what's this dynamic like for you?
I don't know. I think I'm the soft one out of all, which is scary.
Main Events rose to prominence in the 80s and early 90s under the leadership of Kathy's husband, Dan, who amassed a celebrated roster that was a veritable who's who of boxing stars. But in 1996, Dan suddenly passed away due to a brain tumor at age 44. The company nearly folded in 2008, but it was Kathy's resilience that helped weather the storm.
How do you carry on Dan's legacy here now at Main Events?
I think part of the reason I'm still here is this piece of me wasn't able to leave, because this is still my connection to him. It's visceral, the connection I have to him here.
So if Dan walked in here today and saw the females and the dynamic here, would he be shocked?
Oh God, he would have a heart attack. Yeah, he would be. I don't think that he would have ever seen me sitting here doing this. No, I know he wouldn't have.
So surprised by the success?
Surprised that I tried.
You know, the time that I've been here, it's just been us. It's been all women the whole time. We all have to work really hard to earn people's respect in a way that I don't think men in this business do.
I don't believe I really took control of this business until it was all women. I think we got to the place where we could do things our way, and then we found Sergey Kovalev.
In 2012, many promoters balked at the chance to sign relatively unknown Russian fighter Sergey Kovalev. But Main Events, needing a headline star, saw promise in the Crusher and had a vision for his and their mutual success.
The first time Sergey was shown on United States television was a little less than 3.5 years ago. No one knew who he was, here or there, in Russia. Nobody knew. And today he is on the top of that list of best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. To see that happen as quickly was beyond what I thought was possible.
Their phenomenal run led them to a light heavyweight title in just their 4th fight together and a signature victory over the legendary Bernard Hopkins.
Down goes Hopkins on the first solid right hand that Kovalev threw.
But now Kovalev and Main Events turn their sights to an even bigger challenge.
At this point, the fight with Andre Ward would be the career-defining fight for Sergey Kovalev. He will be fighting someone else who is one of the, in that top 3 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. The winner is going to be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That's Sergey's goal. That, get to pay-per-view, get to the real money, and that's where we're headed. So this is the next step in the journey.
I remember actually having this conversation 2 years ago about Sergey and Andre Ward. I remember some people having their opinion, I don't know if he's ready, and first thing I said is I would do it in a second. Sergey has a mental advantage over Andre Ward. That's my opinion. He has a mental advantage over him.
Kovalev looks poised for a bright boxing future. And with this, Main Events finds itself back in the spotlight and appreciative of the return of good times.
You've had some ups and downs, to say the least, through the years. Can you just reflect back on where you are today at this point?
Yeah, where we are today, I never expected to be after Dan's passing. I thought we'd be here when Dan was alive. But once he was gone, no, I never thought we'd ever get to this place again. But somehow, through a lot of luck and a lot of will and a lot of resiliency, we've climbed back up, and it's fun. Hopefully, Sergey keeps his run, and we find a few more people that can have a run like that, and just keep having a good time.
Now we welcome Melissa Stark to the TFG set. Melissa, that was great work. You spent a good deal of time in the office. How did that differ from, for instance, going to visit the New York Giants up the road in New Jersey?
Oh, it's just slightly different. You know, if you go into the front office of any major sports franchise, it's very corporate, very buttoned up and formal. This was not that. I remember being shocked as I drove up. It's this quaint house. It's very much a family type atmosphere, very casual. Even the dog you saw was there. It's kind of old school, and it works. They're a great team.
What most impressed you about Kathy Duva?
Oh, Kathy, she's amazing, as you know, and just the fact that she's been able to carry the torch. You have to remember that in just a couple of years in the 90s, when Dan died, she was raising 3 small children alone. She put herself through law school. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. And then she went through this long process to gain control of the business within the Duva family. So I think she surprised even herself because, as she'll say, she's the nurturing, creative one, that Dan was really the leader. And right now she's just carrying on his legacy.
Kathy's a fighter, too. Thanks very much, Melissa. We look forward to seeing you next month.
Thanks.
All right.